let's come back to the studio and continue the conversation. And let me bring back Ernest Ikegu, the Labour Party candidate for Enugu North Senatorial District. We'll find out exactly why should Enugu North trust a young person with such a high office as Senate.
Alex, I would like to respond to some of their their questions.
No problems. I mean, that's why you're here, isn't it?
So somebody was talking about, excuse me, someone was talking about the need for good lawmaking. And from what I've told, I hope the person is listening. From what I've stated here, the person should understand that I have idea of how to make that quality laws. But it's not enough to make quality laws. I keep saying it. Nigeria has a lot of good laws. For instance, now in Enugu, there is traffic lights. But nobody stopped to a traffic light if task force is not chasing the person. You get what I'm saying? So, one of the things I will also do in National Assembly is to bring back national orientation. We have to reorientate our people to understand, to make people do correct thing when nobody is looking at them. Do you understand? And also hold the executive to implementation of laws. Most of the time they make good laws, they pass it to law, and everything is fine, but it is not effective. It is the effectiveness of the law. My school, when I opened a school in Enugu, my school name is Swiss Kids Academy. People were asking me why the choice of the name Swiss. I took time to study how Switzerland is operating. This is a country where they started closing correctional center because there were no inmates. And I told myself I want to build a school like that, a school where students are not punished but they do the right thing, where they go home and do the right thing without being punished. So, as I told you, it's just for us to elaborate our scope where we can amplify it. Then somebody else also talked about problem of handpicking the representative. When the governor handpick you, of course, we are going to be answerable to him, especially in the House of Assembly. But this time around, we have opportunity of sending people who are not handpicked. A lot of people are seeing my aspiration as that is a very hard task. Do you understand? Because I'm going against the tide. Normally in the Senate is former governors, former this, former that. The only reason why they are seeing it like that is because nobody is my godfather. Because if I had been in the corridor of the powers, I will have a godfather who will tell me, don't say this. If you say this, you'll be removed. If I have opportunity to be elected, who is going to say that he's the one that produced me? I bulldoze my way to the power. And I am answerable to the masses who will vote me. You hear people saying, I'll vote you, I'll vote you. These are people I will respect. I'm not going to respect one man in Abuja who is going to sit there and say, you know, I gave you money to buy from you. No, I did all this thing myself. And the next people who did for me is the masses who are going to vote me. So I want to thank the person who raised that information and say the only thing that is lying in their hand is for them to select who is going to lead them so that the person will be answerable to them. Most of the time, for instance, in most of the primaries they use dollars to buy the delegates. So they are respecting the delegate. They are not respecting the masses, especially when it's one-party system. Once you emerge as a candidate, that's why you don't see even people coming to radio to want people to vote for them. Because I tell you, the ruling party don't understand that the tide has changed. They are relaxing in the comfort of their home, thinking that it's before then that they will just come and say, Ojebe, go Ojebe. This time around, the masses vote is going to count. And that's why we're appealing to their conscience. That's why we took this bold step. I couldn't have been spending my hard-earned money to go and do jamboree where tomorrow somebody will just tell me, Alex is the one going, go home and rest, and my money will go. No. But because we have belief this time around, with the electoral law, vote will count. It has happened in Oshun. So if you are good, you are going to win. Another thing I want to talk about is where somebody said that I need to be available in the grassroots. Of course, I will. I will be available, but this campaign has not started. What we came here to talk about is not my person. We are talking about quality representation. When time comes, I will buy a time here. Come here and tell people who I am, how I'm going to do things, and go door to door and talk to people. They will know me. If I move out now, the electoral law will catch me. So it is just fortunately for me, that I am an aspirant and I'm invited. I've been an analyst in Dream FM for all my life, and but since this is coming, I have to use myself as an example to stray what we are discussing here. So the person should just cool down. He's going to see us perfectly. Okay. So I can now handle
why should the people of Enugu North trust a young person like you with such a high office as the Senate?
Thank you. Why are you? I'm 40 years, for God's sake. Jim Wobodo became governor at 40 years. Chimaroke 39. Mention them, Okwimodo 42. So why would somebody? I'm talking about Senate. So these people were governor, executive at their age. And when you remove that, you come to begin to ask me, what is your track record? What have I done? I'm a chairman of a fintech bank. I'm a chairman of an IT company. And I'm also a director of a renowned school in Enugu. I'm chairman of all the proprietors of private school. I've proven my worth there. Go and verify it. Walk into any private school and ask who is Ernest Ikugu. I'm telling you that 7 out of 10 will tell you good about me. Let me not say 9. Let me take it to. So these are the reasons they will trust this office. And for me, this office is not high. I can see if they give me Enugu State as a loan, I will rebrand Enugu State. I have the idea. Only Eswama rebrand in Enugu State will make Enugu State the revenue there and the services. Because I said it in a program here. I am one person who understands that there is no need chasing money. Just create a value. Money will chase you. So if we're even in governance, you don't need to chase electorate. Just give the electorate what they want. They will vote you. People want to have a good life. So if you're asking me why they should trust me, they should trust me because if they look at my antecedent, I've done well. In NAPS, I rebranded NAPS. In all the 3 companies that I'm their chairman, my record is there. I grew instant deposit from no capitalization to capitalization in CBN. So is it Swiss Kids? The school is not more than 6 years and it has 2 campuses, and we don't advertise. Rather, we are looking at how to contain our population. It's verifiable. Anything I'm saying, walk into the place. Ask my teachers, how are they feeling? They receive their salary between 24th and 28th of every month. Ask them, verify it. We've been doing it diligently. We don't stress people. I came to Enugu and said, I want to transform education. And they say, how can you transform education? I said, okay, I know what to do. I started retraining teachers every year, teachers of private school, holistically, so that if a teacher is moving from this school to the other school, he's already a trained teacher. Because before my emergence, if you tell a proprietor to train a teacher, he will tell you, why am I going to train the teacher? Once I finish training the teacher, another school will collect the teacher. I'm not going to spend money on it. I told them, no, let's train all of them. If the school is collecting the teacher, the one you are collecting is also trained. That is how to solve a problem systematically. And I extended it. That is why I brought P2B to Enugu in March 2nd, where I instituted education summit to train both private school proprietor, both heads of school in public school, in the Anglican school, and I invited all of them. And we brought P2B to come and train us how he transformed the education in Anambra so that he will reflect. So if I could do it in private school and extended to public school, it was a program that after I finished, P2B told me, you are a candidate to contest the election. We were sitting together. If you see all those pictures that I snapped with him that is online, that is where we snapped it. Most of the people who are listening to us, we are there. It's verifiable. It's one of the most wonderful events happening in Enugu. The following day, we had over 4,000 attenders because of what happened in the first day.
Okay, so that we can talk in some of the issues we have here. You are known even before going into politics. You've said a bit of it now. You have a teeming number of young mentees. In fact, there's a person standing here. How do you hope to make them part of your service to the public?
Thank you. Of course, in this studio where I came with one or two of my mentees. If I'm going to Abuja, I'm going with a lot of them. And they are not coming there to come and be scrabbling to pick money from the table. One, they are learning from my antecedent. I told you that one of my mantras is to build a lot of P2Bs in the next 10 years. So how in my businesses, some of them will be there. In the Abuja where we are going, some of them will be there. In other offices, so that we mentor them. They must not all be politicians. There are some of them are mentoring to be a radio presenter like you. There are some of them are mentoring in ICT world. There are some of them are mentoring in character. I told you that the hallmark of what is happening in Nigeria is poor education and poor orientation. once we have good education, Oga, Nigeria will be good. I give you an example. I used to say this thing in private school. If all the private school or all the school in Enugu go and tell their children, if you go home, tell your father your head is big, by tomorrow morning, we will be asking what is happening in Enugu because they will obey us. So if we get education good and tell our people that, see, crime is bad from cradle, before you know it, Nigeria is good. And that's why I told you that when I will do campaign, I'll tell you what I will do in national reorientation, because it's very important, and the education and youth advocacy. So my mentees don't have problem. In fact, a lot of them are praying, because what we are looking for now is a bigger platform where we will accommodate more mentees.
All right, let's take this question. We're out of time, but let's squeeze this in. There is one thing the public continue to be curious about, even with your growing popularity, and that is the dispute over your ticket. What is the latest development in this regard, if any?
Thank you. I've spoken about this and I told you that the matter is in court. And my ticket, I will say this one expressly. My ticket, the problem it has is that my party said I contested the election, won the primary, but that along the way that I wrote a withdrawal letter, which I did not. Whether it's in the dream or outside, I didn't know. So I asked them to provide the evidence, which they will provide on 31st. If I see it, I will know how it happened. They've been running around about it. I don't know why. So my ticket, as far as I'm concerned, does not have any problem.
All right, so this is in the court. Let's just, in 10 seconds, let's have your final words.
My final
Your message to your supporters.
My final words is that my supporters should go and sit down and work for us to actualize this dream. They should not insult anybody. They should understand that it's Labour Party that we're working for. So nobody should insult anybody. I don't have any problem with any aspirant in Labour Party. And I also tell my supporters to be steadfast that we are going to change Enugu North Senatorial Zone and Nigeria as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. There you have it. Ernest Ikeugu, Labour Party candidate for Enugu North Senatorial District. Thank you so much for talking to us on Political Voices.